Hello, this is Adam Goldberg, co-founder and chief innovation officer at Clear Sailing, and today I'm going to talk about a blog I wrote recently on optimizing display. Optimizing display is really a challenge for many companies because most companies don't have the ability to measure view-through information when it comes to display. So what most companies do that don't have this ability to determine if display is working or not is use some simple A/B testing. They turn on their display campaigns, they take a look at their key metrics, and then they turn display off. And then they take a look at those key metrics again and they compare the two. If the metrics have gone down when display was not turned on, then the assumption is that display is working. If the metrics stayed the same or went up with display off, then it could be determined, hey, you know what, display is not necessary, we don't need it. Now, if you did determine through some A/B testing that display was having a positive influence, you would likely want to do some further tests, right? Is all the networks you're buying working? So in order to do that, you would have to run one network on while all the others are shut off and take a reading. Then go ahead and test another network and another and so on and so forth till you got all that information through a series of A/B tests to determine which networks are indeed good drivers of your key metrics and which ones are having little influence, no influence at all. Now from there, you might want to test even further which creative within those networks is working, what demographics, what psychographics, what size. And if you really wanted to go ahead and test all that through a series of A/B tests, A, you're talking about a lot of money invested into testing, and then B, a lot of time would be needed to account for each one of those tests, which then brings about another challenge. As we use more and more time in our testing, we have to concern ourselves with how much influence that time is having on the test. What I mean by that is if you were a company that sold skiing equipment and your testing was running into the winter season, well then winter is obviously going to have an impact on your sales. They would likely go up. So is the result you're getting indicative of the influence of display or more likely the timing in which that test occurred? So to combat this problem, many companies are utilizing view-through tracking of display to get a better understanding of its performance. With view-through tracking and your ability to see not only the ads that got clicked on, or just doing A/B testing to look at the metrics, you can specifically see which ads were served to which customer. And then what many large agencies and big advertisers are also doing is coupling this view-through tracking with attribution technologies. The beauty of that is with attribution, you're able to track the conversion point, look at the profit or loss on that particular order, and attribute those values across the series of ads. So for these types of marketers, the optimization display just got a whole lot easier. Now they're able to look at each one of those ads in terms of profit and loss. If a display ad has profit tied to it, it's working, keep buying it. And if a display ad has no profit tied to it or a loss, it's a display ad that's not working, they can now therefore eliminate it. This type of tracking also allows them to get all the metrics and variables they want to test in one place at one time. So instead of just testing one variable at a time, the reporting will contain information about which network that ad was shown on, which creative, which size, which demographic, which psychographic, which websites were those ads on. So rather than spreading out that testing period over a long period of time, they can very quickly, in a period of just a few weeks, have all the data they need to determine which combination of display, network, websites, creative, size, demographic, psychographic is best and focus their attention there. So for companies that don't have this ability, display is about an on or off scenario. For companies that have the ability to combine view-through tracking with attribution, it's no longer on or off, but which display is best and which is not. Another value of having this type of technology merged is that you can now get real answers about what should I be paying for my display buys? What is the right CPA? What is the right CPM? It also allows a marketer to see the value that we all know needs to be there. We need to engage new customers. We need to make them aware first. We then need to engage them, and we need to close them. Well, display is one of the best ad vehicles out there at building that awareness, but without the ability to track view-throughs and perform attribution, the real value of display is missed. So for companies that really want to optimize their display buys, you're going to need to invest in the ability to see view-throughs and apply attribution to realize the real value that display can bring to your bottom line. I'm Adam Goldberg, co-founder and chief innovation officer at Clear Sailing. Thank you for your time.